Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge.
Men vs. Women 16. The chapter is called The Power of Imprinting. I'm a huge Twilight fan, and I'm Team Jacob, so I'm very familiar to the word imprint. Reading the Twilight book, I so wanted to be the one Jacob imprinted on, but I wasn't. Still, the word imprint. For fun, I googled it to find other words, and I found impress, engrave, etch, inscribe, brand. Those are the nouns. But imprint for me is to connect so hard to each other's nervous systems that everyone else fades away. Literally be the one and only for each other. And that is captured beautifully in Twilight. And as a girl, and as a woman, I have this deep urge to be that all to someone, to imprint and be imprinted upon. But what does Mark Unger mean with imprinting? Well, he means the very first sexual encounter you have will imprint on you, and you will try to recreate that for the rest of your life, if you're not consciously aware. By this, it gives two scenarios. The first is about a boy and a girl sneaking out in the car, being in the back seat. The boy is trying to score and see if the girl is willing. They can't be caught. She can't say no. There is a haste and a thrill and maybe a bit of naughtiness. And in that act, in that scenario, the boy might end up imprinting on the thrill, the urgency, the not getting caught in the act feeling, which might lead to wanting thrill sex in the elevator, on the airplane, or role-playing at home. Then, the girl is of little or no importance to him. It's the feeling he's trying to recreate. The other scenario is of someone who has waited with sex, met a girl, dated, gotten engaged, married, and come home for the first time, got to have this wonderful experience at home, sheltered, without rush or adrenaline. This man is more likely to connect this experience to his wife or woman, and he will come to see her and sense her as his highest form of release and will connect with her. Imprint on her instead of imprinting on the emotional of sex in the first encounter you had. For me, it made sense. I could see both scenarios in my head, and when I look around and listen, I could see this in the relationships I've had and when I listen to others. And these are just two different types of scenarios. I don't know what your scenario is or was, but I'm really curious to find out. As for us women, we don't imprint exactly the same. We tend to take damage on two planes, physiological and psychological. The psychological damage mainly comes from having sex that doesn't lead to commitment. It will subconsciously make us or her believe that sex means nothing. And later, when she gets married, in her mind, since sex before never led to anything, she will view sex in the marriage as nothing and meaningless, because all the meaningless sex that never led anywhere before. The psychological damage comes from the fact that when a woman has sex with a man, the chemical oxytocin is released in her body. This neuropeptide is closely connected with pregnancy and breastfeeding. This is a sort of superglue, and it's designed to connect and hold together, like between a mother and her child. So what happens to a woman that has sex with multiple partners? Mark describes this as using packing tape to box up a carton. If you use this tape once, put it on, seal it, this one piece of tape can hold this box for years. However, if you tear it up and try to reseal it, it won't take long before the adhesive on the tape is gone and it won't be able to hold the box shut. This shows in a study made by Robert Recrer and Kirk Johnson from 1995 that showed that women who only had one sex partner had a divorce rate of 20%. If you added one premarital sex partner, that number went from 20% to 46%. And with two premarital sex partners, it was 56%. So, this is why waiting until marriage has a lot of value. God knew the struggles we would have to go through if we don't obey this commandment. It's not that He wants us to abstain. He just wants us to connect in the right way and for a long time. Although women suffer from this, Mark points out that men or boys are the worst losers, mainly because we as women tend to want to connect emotionally with our husbands. So we will try to strive for that no matter what in our marriage. However, the boy or man is not wired the same way emotionally and might try to go after the emotion of his first sexual encounter and turn to addictions with porn or having affairs, all that is lust-driven. Is there a way to overcome this is the question. If you have already imprinted, what can you do? Yes, there's a way. It's not easy, but there's a new way to override the first imprinting by consciously choosing to imprint anew. This road, however, might look a lot different between people. Like how some people can eat anything and not gain any weight, while others eat one snack and gain weight. This journey can be very individual. However, Mark quotes Apostle Paul when he says, "Do not conform any longer to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind," in Romans 12:2. You need to change how and in the way you think about sex. What are you thinking while having sex? Be mindful. Is it your spouse you think of? What emotion exactly is it in your body and mind as you have sex? Are you fully with your partner, or are you playing out some other scenario in your head? He points out that re-imprinting can initially seem to worsen your sexual performance. But if you keep at it and focus solely on your partner, it will lead you to the best sex ever. Or as Mark describes it, you will find your sexual energy to come roaring back. And his final word says it all. God is not a prude. He doesn't tell us to avoid sexual promiscuity because he is somewhat embarrassed about sex. He just knows how we are wired and wants us to experience the very best. I'm so glad in a way I started reading this book. I'm learning so much. I still have long ways to go. I guess that is why God blessed me with 1 girl and 3 boys. I have so much still to learn, and I still make mistakes every day in the way I communicate with my sons. But I'm not perfect, still a work in progress. And finally, I got through the part in the book that was about sex. It's been hard reading about it, talking about it. I'm still imprinted on the fact that it should not be seen or heard or talked about. And yet, we're just supposed to know and master this art on our own. Utterly stupid, in my opinion. Until next time, be the light, share the light, spread the light, and shine.
This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.